Let's talk about something most people won't say out loud. Why some Black Americans are more comfortable defending white people than standing with their own. Why do some of us act like we owe white people approval more than we owe Black unity? It's uncomfortable, but we need to talk about it because silence is part of the problem. For hundreds of years, America has taught Black people to see whiteness as the standard of beauty, success, intelligence, and even worth. That's okay. When you grow in a system that praises white excellence and punishes Black confidence, some people start chasing the very thing that oppressed them. It's not always hate for their own, sometimes it's programming, it's survival turned into self-denial, if you ask me. But let's keep watching these videos, right? I'll be back with the commentary. Do not forget, credit to the owners of those videos. Do not forget to also subscribe. Keep watching this video, it's so interesting. I'll see you when I'm back.
One thing I noticed is that the Black people who didn't grow up around a lot of white people are usually the ones defending white people appropriating Black culture or partaking in our culture. Yet, the Black people who did grow up around a lot of white people, especially in the suburbs, aren't so trusting towards white people, and they don't like it when white people appropriate Black culture. A lot of times, people who didn't grow up around white people are trusting towards white people because they're not used to white people and they really don't know how white people act outside of television or the media. Black people who are around white people know how a lot of white people are. And a lot of times, white people can be fake. They act like they're not racist, but a lot of times they are. So that's why a lot of times the Black people who grew up in the suburbs are always talking about cultural appropriation because a lot of white people aren't very welcoming towards us, but they expect us to be welcoming towards them and to share our culture with them. And we don't think it's very fair. But I do notice the difference between the Black people who didn't grow up around a lot of white people and the Black people who did grow up around a lot of white people.
Let's be abundantly clear. Black people defending a white supremacist who wouldn't spit on us if we was on fire, that is selling out. It's cooning. And then calling him a man of God is not Christianity, it's blasphemy. I'm going to split this video into two parts so we can break this down piece by piece so we can nip all of this in the bud and wrap this shit up. The Black people that are rushing to defend that recently assassinated white supremacist is just replaying a cycle that stems all the way back to slavery. They are the slaves that would have snitched on the other slaves who were trying to run away to freedom, but not out of moral superiority because they wanted validation from the master. So sociology would call this internalized racism, which is adopting the oppressor's worldview and turning it inwards on your community. W.E.B. Du Bois described this as double consciousness, which is the painful reality of seeing yourself not only through your own eyes, but through the eyes of the society or a society that despises you. So defending a man who openly spewed racist and bigoted rhetoric is not survival, it's complicity. So the next thing I want to touch on is the man of God claim. Calling a racist bigot a man of God is spiritual hypocrisy at its worst, because Jesus consistently sided with the marginalized, lepers, tax collectors, women who were shunned from society for being adulterers or whatever. He did not side with the powerful who thrived on dehumanization. So to call someone who actively spreads hate godly is literally trying to twist Christianity into something ungodly. So psychologically, this is what we call cognitive dissonance. So here what it is trying to reconcile the contradiction of worshiping a God of love while accepting hate, or excusing it, or even spewing it themselves. So the discomfort of those contradictions cause people to twist scripture into different ways to fit their own biases to make themselves feel better. Sociology ties this to religion as social control. For centuries, oppressors manipulated scripture to rectify violence, to sanctify it, to justify it. The slave masters read verses about obedience, but never the verses about liberation. Black Christians repeating that today are reenacting a legacy of control rather than reclaiming their liberation tradition within their own faith. So the next thing I want to touch on is the difference of opinion versus bigotry. Racism, homophobia, and bigotry are not opinions. They are systems of harm that unalive. I really want to say the K word, but you know. So to frame them as a mere difference of opinion is literally gaslighting. It's gaslighting. And because y'all like to twist psychological terms on here, I'm going to actually tell y'all the definition of gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic that makes oppressed people question their own reality. Psychology refers to this as moral disengagement, where people reframe harmful actions as not as harmful or righteous even in their own right, just to avoid feeling the guilt. Saying that he just thought differently or that it was just an opinion takes away from the fact that he fueled and spewed hate that fed into structural violence. Then we're going to bring in the sociology aspect of it and talk about structural racism. Calling racism just an opinion reduces laws, institutions, and power to something as a personal opinion or dismissible. It erases the structural reality that racist, bigoted rhetoric feeds into policies, policing, and power, and it devastates real lives. For the last part of part one, the last part I want to touch on, my last point, is Black Christianity and white validation. Ooh. Christianity among Black people already has a dual history as it is. We have a forced conversion under slavery on one hand, and then we have a radical theology of liberation on the other. Slaveholders made sure that enslaved people only heard the Bible verses about obedience, but never the Exodus story or Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. So today, a lot of Black Christians cling to white-centered Christianity because it brings them conditional acceptance. And this is where the respectability politics come in. It is the belief that if Black people perform morality or godliness well enough, they will be accepted and have safety in the white society. And this is where W.E.B. Du Bois's double consciousness shows up again. These Black Christian defenders measure their faith, their godliness, through white validation and white conservatism, rather than their own community's liberation traditions. And the saddest part about it is, the tragedy of it all is, no amount of white validation or pandering to white supremacy is going to erase that Blackness in the eyes of the racists. Womp womp. And that's just where it really all starts to click. It's not just hypocrisy, it's history. This is nothing new. Black people and other marginalized groups have been pushed into this role many times before. And in part two, I'm going to show you how religion creates control, the contradictions it creates, and how serving and defending white supremacy will never keep us safe.
What's happening?
What's up, Sarah? Welcome back from vacation. Have a good time?
I did. Hey, girl. Happy New Year. We had a great time. We went to Mexico.
Yeah, same here. We went to Mexico. I thought about you when we were there.
Really? Wow, that was great. We had great weather. Everything was wonderful, except for I got sunburned. I'm in so much pain.
You got sunburn? Are you sure? I know you have allergies. You know, don't you have that gluten? Aren't you gluten-free or something? You have allergies.
I am, but I'm pretty sure it's a sunburn. It looks like a sunburn, feels like a sunburn.
Well, yeah.
It's blistered.
But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I was in Mexico and none of us got sunburned. So I'm just trying to figure out if that's what would really happen to you. Like, why do you think that, I mean, I was there, you were there, why did you get sunburned? Like,
well, my skin is very fair. So, you know, I do frequently get a sunburn.
Okay, wait. Why does everything have to be a color thing? Like, why does it have to be about race? Like, we are one race, the human race. And the sun has been around across this world forever. And so this is a race thing now? Come on.
Well, as I said, it is a race thing. My skin is fair, so I think that my relationship with the sun is probably a little bit different than your relationship with the sun.
Okay. So, I was there, but also my cousin's husband was there with us, and he's white, and he did not get sunburned. So,
well, I'm white and I got sunburned.
Okay, why are you getting hostile?
I am telling you.
I am an ally. You know how I feel about white people. I told you I used to sleep with that white guy my sophomore year in college. I mean, why are you getting hostile?
I'm pretty sure I'm not getting hostile, but I am grown and I am telling you that I am sunburned. It hurts. I know what a sunburn is.
Okay, have you ever considered that maybe you have a victim mentality, and are you respecting the sun and taking the precautions? Like, did you wear sunscreen? Did you have on, like I had on a hat? You know, I mean, maybe it's you. Have you considered that?
Of course, I wore sunscreen. I'm kind of insulted that you would ask me if I wore sunscreen. I wear sunscreen every day. And I had on a hat, a wide brimmed hat. I even sat in the shade most of the time. But yes, I'm sunburned. My skin is fair.
Okay.
It gets sunburned.
Listen, just, you know what? We'll just, you know what I've been saying? I just don't think the victim mentality serves anybody. But hey, girl, let's leave this alone, and, you know, you take, okay.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to talk to Supergoop. Maybe they can make a SPF 150 or something, and maybe I need a wider brim hat. But, yeah, I'll deal with, yeah.
See, that's why they're so angry. They're just angry. The sun blesses us, girl. You know, she's such an angry white woman.
One thing black men are going to collectively do is defend white women. Because why I keep seeing up and down my timeline, black men saying that black women is angry, jealous, bitter, and hating on somebody named J Barbie. I don't even know who the fuck that is. I just went and looked her up. They saying we mad and jealous because she line dancing, because she ain't got no BBL, because she wearing her real hair. I looked at her page. The girl got a lace front on in a couple videos, which is nothing wrong with that. We don't give a fuck. Why do they keep trying to glaze us in this way? Why? Why do you have to insult your fucking mother? The woman whose womb you came out of, to uplift another woman. I have not seen one video of us talking about this girl. I haven't seen it. If it exists, I haven't seen it. But up and down my timeline, I see niggas saying that, yo, they black women are jealous. Y'all hating on the snow bunny because she dancing. Why y'all angry? Why y'all bitter? Why y'all mad? Who? Where? She got a natural body. She ain't got no BBL. Bitch, I don't got a BBL. I ain't got no filter on. I got a little bit of concealer. This is me. Yeah, I got a little bit of pieces in, but bitch, I could take this shit off and I will still eat motherfuckers up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm tired of them glazing us in this way. It's glazing. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They are obsessed. Because what the fuck is going on? What's really going on? These motherfuckers, our sons, bitch, because we give birth to these niggas, literally will collectively, for the one time in their life, get together to take up for a clear woman that nobody ain't even fucking thinking about. Is it me? Maybe I ain't see it yet, but who? What? This is fucking ridiculous. We angry and hating and bitter and jealous. This is not even about the girl. I don't give a fuck. Her name could be Mandy. It doesn't matter. You niggas is spread love is the Brooklyn way. The treason. It's just, when the fuck is enough gonna be enough? I'm tired of you niggas embarrassing us. Mad, angry, but like, come on. I mean, y'all using these trigger fucking words and these trigger phrases. Y'all, all right. I get it. I know y'all gonna be like, oh, just that's how these niggas. It's not okay because we literally give birth to them. We raise them. We nurture them. We teach them how to fucking read and how to write and tie their fucking sneakers. And then they get on the internet and talk about us like this. Anyways, how y'all doing?
Black people are obsessed with white people. I don't think the black community is ready to have this conversation, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say anyway. And TikTok will probably do what TikTok normally does and silence videos that are critical of the black community. Clearly, I'm biracial. I've been biracial for 41 years. Black father, Arab mother. For those who want to be technical, Arabs are classified as Caucasians. You can say white mother. Even though to a white person, my mother will be classified as a sand N-word, even though she has the same skin tone as white people. And until she opens her mouth, you wouldn't tell that she's nothing else. That's why I make the distinction that my mother is Arab, because she is. I've been biracial for 41 years. And in those 41 years, it's been non-stop. When it comes to black people trying to categorize me and put me in a box that makes them feel comfortable, they always say these things. White people will see you as black. The one drop rule, made by white people. You're just black. White cops will see you as black. Their whole concept of race and how I should identify as a biracial person is based around how they think white people think. It seems that everything black people in America do, they base it around how white people think. They think more about white people than they do about black people. I could be talking about a book I wrote, or a movie I watched, or the weather outside. And without fail, a black person, 9 times out of 10 it's a black man, will jump into my comment section and call me a anti-mixed race slur, or say something about me being biracial, because they're obsessed with race and white people. Me, I don't give a damn about how white people see me. It's like I don't give a damn about how black people see me. That doesn't change who I am or my genetics. When I look in the mirror, I don't see a black man. I don't see an Arab man. I don't see a white man. I see a extremely handsome, older biracial man staring back at me. And the black community is the only group of people that does this. You don't see other biracial people going into black people's comments and calling them anti-black slurs or trying to debunk their identity. Even though a lot of black people are confused racially, some think they're the original natives, which is, to me, is mind-boggling. Some think they're the original Vikings and samurais and everything else but black. You don't see white people coming into biracial people's comment sections and telling us you ain't white enough. You're not a real white person. You're a pretend white person. I don't see Hispanic people coming into my comment section. And I'm half Arab. I'm part of the Arab community. Arabs don't come to me and tell me, oh, you ain't a real Arab person. My interaction with Arabs are like this. I walk into a halal meat store or an Arab store in general. They stare at me real hard for a minute because I look Arab, but also look like I'm something else, trying to figure out what I am. Then finally they approach me and say, oh, salam alaikum. Where are you from, brother? I tell them that my father is black, my mother is Arab. They smile broadly, give me a big hug, ask me if I want to sit down and have some chai tea with them. Then ask me if I speak Arabic. Ask me if I've been to my mother's country. It's a whole different vibe, a whole different feeling of being accepted once they know I'm half of them. With the black community, it's just, you ain't black enough. Oh, that's your Arab side or your white side doing that. Or they say, like Dr. Umar has said, that we're a virus created by the white man to destroy the black community, when 9 times out of 10, it's black men creating us, not white men. Stop obsessing over race. Stop obsessing over white people and biracial people, and just live your lives. I'm proud to be half black. I'm proud to come from that struggle and that strength. I'm also proud to be half Arab. I'm proud to come from that amazing Arab culture. That's why I claim both. I don't hate half of who I am just to appease the black community. I love all of me, which is black and Arab. It's not us that's the problem. It's y'all.
And I want to give Charlie some credit here, okay? Back in 2019, Charlie Kirk helped a lot of young blacks get to the White House. He changed a lot of their lives. A lot of them never imagined going to the White House, and Charlie helped hundreds of young black boys and girls go to the White House. Charlie, thank you for that.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, man.
So for people who want to call Charlie a racist, kiss my black ass, excuse my language. Charlie Kirk is not a racist.
I love this guy. I'll tell you. And, by the way, I have some New York Times reporters for you to talk to.
I'll talk to them.
No, yeah.
So that was Terrence K. Williams, one of the many black conservative commentators that was elevated and uplifted by Charlie Kirk, basically telling, us all what we already knew is that Charlie Kirk was no racist. And you have to understand what Terrence K. Williams is talking about here is the Young Black Leadership Summit, in which literally Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk flew hundreds of young black conservatives to the White House. Some of these people, it was their first time ever on a plane. Some of these people, it's their first time even ever in the White House, right? So the idea that Charlie Kirk was some kind of racist that hated black people is completely absurd, because you have to judge that man by his actions.
Are there any good white people in the world?
There may be, but it doesn't matter. And you know why? No matter how good an individual white person may be, they have an obligation to look out for the best interests of the white race. Therefore, no matter how well-meaning they may be, at the end of the day, they're going to close ranks with their own people. Every white person has an obligation to promote and protect white privilege. If there were so many good white people in the world, as so many black multiculturalists claim, why is apartheid still in effect? Why do you have 200,000 homeless black people in South Africa? Why are there 3,000 South Africans who own more than the bottom 32 million of South Africa? Why has the income equality in South Africa gotten worse since April 27th of 1994? Yeah. If you got all these good white people, we should see some structural evidence of their good deeds. Show me the good deeds of those good demons, and I'll change my mind.
I always think it's interesting when people ask why race equity advocates are so obsessed with white people, because the answer is so simple and clear and evident. And it is because people of color have been forced by violence throughout centuries to be obsessed with white people. Black people have been enslaved and literally been forced to serve and produce for white people. Brown people have been colonized and been exploited by white people. We have all been forced to assimilate into Western European culture. The obsession has been forced upon us. We've had to erase our own cultures or hide our own cultures, suppress our own cultures, and focus on white European culture as a matter of survival. It is often a matter of life and death. Understanding whiteness, understanding how to navigate oneself in a system of white supremacy. It is important to know your oppressor. It is of vital importance. So what you see race equity advocates actually doing is calling out the structure of white supremacy that all of us have been forced into, calling attention to the fact that it is surrounding all of us. We're already obsessed with whiteness because we have to be, as a matter of life or death.
It's time to show y'all what the media won't show you. This right here is a police officer that was separated from his fellow police officers. These people right here are the same thugs 45 was talking about. So since the police officer was separated from his fellow police officers, the black protesters made a human shield to protect him from the angry mob, as you can see. Protection from black people. Yes, we are tired. Yes, we are mad, but we still have a heart. Don't let the media fool you.
Now here's the continuation, right? But the truth is, not all of them do it intentionally. Some just want peace. Some just want to belong. But what they don't realize is we'll never find peace in pretending, because real peace only comes when you accept who you are and stand with your own people, even when it's hard. Black unity is one thing they fear most, and that's why they keep us divided. So, to every black person who feels safer siding with the other side, remember this. The moment you stop defending the system and start defending your people, you realize where true power lives. Because the truth is, white acceptance will fade, but black unity will last forever. Stand with your own people. Love your people. Build with your people. That's where the real change begins. Yeah. What do you think about this? I know some people will still have one or two things to say, but I'd actually like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Right, do not forget, it's Global Gist with BJ. My name is Blessing. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.